Hey folks, Rick here. Welcome to my channel. Alright, well today another cool tools for your garage there, just for your normal average shop. And I think something there most people really need to have is a MIG welder. But before I start on that, got a little bit of some misconceptions I think that are out there when it comes to welding. You know, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos or TV channels, you know, I like watching a lot of custom cars and various things. You look at some of the stuff these people are welding and it's just phenomenal. You know, they've got artwork, they've got zillion-dollar machines, they're doing all sorts of crazy welding out there, and it's just making it look fantastic. And this is how you have to do it, and you can only do it this way. And that's fine. You know, I was watching a show here the other day, this professional place, they bought a new project car and they were looking at this frame and they were laughing at this weld that was on there. Somebody welded a bracket on there. Oh, this thing is terrible, it's the worst thing, and they're laughing, you can't have this, you can't have that. And it was a horrible weld. I don't even know how it was possible somebody welded the darn thing, but it was terrible. But what they didn't show you and they didn't explain to you is that weld was probably 10 years old. And so some dude in his garage had an issue with his ride, pulled out his welder and fixed it best they could, and went out and enjoyed the ride for another, you know, many years to come. That's an absolute win. And that's the stuff you can do with a welder, you know, if you have one in your garage. You know, if you lay out all the welding knowledge you need, all the skills, all the equipment, you put it on a scale of like 1 to 100, the average person in the garage needs to be like a 5. That's the trick to this thing. The only thing that I want to do with this thing here is stick 2 pieces of metal together. I don't care what it looks like, and I don't care what you think about it. All I want to do is get something fixed and move on, and that's really all you need here when it comes to welders. So one trick when getting a welder here, you know, again, just like Gils, they make, you know, industrial quality machines to do all sorts of cool stuff that you need a lot of skills for. Garage type of person here, just someone sitting here in the garage, you don't need all that stuff. You just need something basic. And that's something I recommend when you buy a lot of stuff like that. Buy something that's good quality, but try to find something that only has the features that you want and not a whole bunch of other features that you don't want and you don't use, because that's how you end up overpaying for stuff here. So again, a lot of welders on the market. There's a lot of good professional welders, and there's a lot of just home use welders, and that's the kind I really recommend buying. You don't need anything fancy or nothing else like that. Let me show you what I ended up with here, and I'll kind of help explain it to you. All right, folks, so this is what I got here. I got this little Eastwood Mig 180. This is a real nice unit. It's good quality. It's got all metal gears on the rollers and stuff like that. You know, it's got a 3-year warranty and stuff like that, so from a quality standpoint, it's really good. But if you look here at the front, you don't see any fancy digital display or nothing. It's 2 knobs. You got wire speed and you got voltage. That's all you really need on these things. You can weld anything you want with this thing. It's super easy, comes with everything that you need to get going. All the consumables are standard, so you can buy tips and wire and whatever else you need, you know, anywhere. Surprisingly here, now a lot of them have this thing here. Let me open this up here. But like underneath here, it's got a little cheat sheet. So if you don't know what you do, you just figure out the type of, you know, metal you're got, the type of wire. You go across there, it'll tell you the settings to put this thing in, and it's surprisingly pretty darn accurate. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can really follow this thing here, and really in no time whatsoever here, you're up and running. You know, for a MIG welder, it's probably one of the easiest types of welders to use. You do need to have a gas bottle if you want to run gas, but you can run solid core through this stuff as well, and you don't need any gas. If you're welding outside a lot, solid core is probably a better area because you're a better thing, so your gas doesn't blow away on you. But these are really easy. They come in a variety of sizes. Again, this is 180 amp. They make smaller ones. But you don't need anything fancy to weld something here. And you don't need a lot of a talent. Again, the average person could get one of these and probably be welding in the same weekend. You're not going to be doing artwork and all this fancy stuff or some critical, you know, paper thin titanium header pipe on your race bike. That stuff professionals got to do. But for average types of things here, you know, fixing your trailer, you know, welding a goat horn back on or something out for the yard, anything like that, just general repairs. A regular MIG welder here will do you good. You'll get a lot of use out of it. It's really easy. If you're nervous about trying to get started on something like this, you know, they make class Eastwood. If you buy an Eastwood one, you can go down and take a class, help jumpstart you really quick there. I bought a TIG welder as well. I took one from a TIG class there, well worth the time there. Yeah, I think it was an hour-and-a-half class there. Really jump-started me on my TIG welding aluminum. But yeah, so, you know, cool tool for your garage, a MIG welder. Figure out what you kind. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need a, you know, industrial grade machine. It doesn't have to have digital displays or all this fancy crap on it. You don't need all that stuff there. You just need something basic to stick two pieces of metal with and get down the road there. You know, if someone gets down that close to start grading your weld, kick them right in the ass. That keeps them from looking at that stuff there. But you just need something there to fix what you need, get back on the road, get back what you're doing, make the wife happy by fixing her goat, whatever the thing that you got that you need to fix here. But yeah, these are pretty cheap. They're pretty easy. These new inverter ones like this don't weigh anything. I think this thing's like 30 pounds. So, I mean, you can just grab this thing and go. But yeah, check out a welder. Don't be afraid of a welder. They're really easy. Again, you're not going to be out there doing tons of fancy critical stuff with this thing unless you got skills. It takes a lot of skills, a lot of time to do some fancy stuff, right? If you're doing, you know, it's like anything else there. You don't have to know heart surgery to put a Band-Aid on, but if you're going to do heart surgery, you need some skills. But for Band-Aid stuff, like for most of us here, you just need basic type of skills, basic equipment. So that's it. It's another installment there. Think about one of these things here. There's a lot of brands out there to work really good. They don't cost a lot of money. You could be up and started here pretty quick. So with that, take care and have a good day.